This is a Brown Brothers Books production. In conjunction with Permabound Books. Are your books permabound? Attention students of Oklahoma. Are you ready to read? It's that time of year again. Time to announce the Oklahoma Sequoyah Book Award nominees. 15 great books by 15 awesome authors. Who will win? Only you can decide, but first, read at least 3 books and then vote for your favorite. But don't stop there. If you read all the books, you will have so much fun. You will also be wisest when it's time to pick number 1. It's gonna be a tough competition this year. Your vote matters. And now, let's meet the contenders.
Hello everyone, I'm Linda Bailey and I'm talking to you from Vancouver in Canada, which is where I live. And I want to tell you first of all that I am totally stoked about being nominated for the Sequoyah Award. It's a huge, huge thrill. My book is The Tiny Hero of Ferny Creek Library. And this book actually got started in a library. I was visiting the library and I was asked to sign books. And when I opened one of them, I discovered a dead bug right where I was supposed to sign. And I began to wonder if maybe that was a bug who liked to read. And it kind of went from there. I had to think about what it would be like to be only this big and live in a school where everyone else in that school would be huge. Everyone would be giants all around me. If I were that bug, or if you were that bug, it would be very, very dangerous. It would be really, really scary. And every day you'd be risking your life. So I spent a lot of time in that world of that bug. His name is Eddie. And I invite you to come into that book and spend some time with Eddie and see what it's like to be him. Happy reading and goodbye.
Hello, Oklahoma readers. My name is Mandy Davis and I wrote this book, Superstar. And Lester and I, we are so excited that you've nominated it for a 2019 Sequoyah Book Award. Now you may be wondering, why am I standing here next to this cornfield? Well, that's because this is the spot where Lester has one of the worst moments of his life. It's where he finds out he has to go to school. But all 5th graders go to school, right? Well, Lester's been homeschooled his whole life, and going to school, at school, seems like just about the worst thing ever. So that's a little bit about what's between the covers of the book. But what else is in there? Well, we have Superman, and we have space. We have science, and paper airplanes. We also have kickball, and shooting stars, or superstars, as Lester likes to call them. And last but not least, we have chocolate chip pancakes with whipped cream on top. So what are you waiting for? Go read Superstar, or any other book for that matter. And where can you find these great books? At Lester's favorite place, the library.
Hi Oklahoma readers, my name is Kristen O'Donnell Tubb and I am delighted that you have included A Dog Like Daisy on the Sequoyah Master List this year. Thank you so much, I'm honored. This nomination has made me smile as big as Daisy. A Dog Like Daisy is the story of Daisy, who is a rescued pit bull in training to become a service dog for an injured veteran. It's also a story about usefulness, what Daisy calls usefulness, and finding what you're truly passionate about or what you truly love. It's also a happy dog book, I promise, although I hope you do shed a few tears while you're reading this story. And keep reading, friends. One of the best ways that you can find what you're truly passionate about is through books. Books help you find what you truly do love. Thank you again.
Hi, I'm Patricia Riley Giff. I wrote Genevieve's War, and I'm thrilled to be on the Oklahoma Sequoyah Award list. I grew up during the war. I was safe in New York, but afraid. What would it be like to be in the middle of the war? So here's Genevieve, visiting her mean, miserable grandmother for the summer. She misses the last ship out, and she's there for the war. There are secrets in this book. I didn't know how to fix them until the end, because there are spies. And Genevieve is determined to find out who they are. I'll leave it to you to guess. And one thing about the grandmother, I have 7 grandchildren and a great-granddaughter. Would I write about a mean, miserable grandmother? I loved writing this book. I hope you love reading it. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, my name is Melissa Savage, author of Lemons. Thank you so much for the nomination for the Oklahoma Sequoyah Book Awards. I'm so excited to share my very first book, Lemons, with you.
Lemons is about 10-year-old Lemonade Liberty Witt who moves from a large city in San Francisco to a small town in Willow Creek, California to live with a grandfather she's never met before. And there she meets Tobin Skye, who's 10 years old, a Bigfoot enthusiast. He's also CEO and lead detective of his very own Bigfoot Detectives, Inc. He hires Lemonade to be his assistant and teaches her all about cryptozoology, which is the study of hidden creatures. And together they spend the summer looking for evidence of the elusive Bigfoot in the forests of Willow Creek, California. If you're as big a fan of cryptozoology as I am, please join Lemonade and Tobin as they look for evidence of Bigfoot. Thank you again so much for your nomination. I hope you love reading Lemons as much as I loved writing it. Enjoy your amazing book list. I will be reading right along with you. Thank you again, and let's keep reading.
Hi, I'm Catherine Applegate, the author of this book, Wish Tree. And I am so very thrilled and honored that Wish Tree has been nominated for a 2019 Sequoyah Book Award. It's a great honor. It's told, interestingly enough, from the point of view of a tree. And if you've never heard a tree talk before, well, you're in for an interesting surprise. I wrote this book because I wanted to talk about welcoming and inclusion and about what a community and a school can be in terms of embracing people who are a little bit different. And it's been a real joy to see how it's been received. In fact, a lot of schools and libraries have made their own wish trees. Sometimes they use real trees outside, sometimes they create their own wish trees inside, and they tie wishes to the branch, and each student makes a wish, and hopefully they come true. So I wish you happy reading. I hope you enjoy Wish Tree as much as I enjoy writing it, and thank you again to all those lovely Oklahoma librarians and readers.
Hello, I'm Catherine Coble, and I'm so delighted to have my book Ivy nominated for the Oklahoma Sequoyah Children's Book Award. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I loved animals, so I wrote a book about what I loved. A little girl who lived with her grandmother, who was a healer for animals. Not only normal animals, but magical animals, like a dragon and a griffin and pixies. And of course there had to be some problems like nosy neighbors and trolls. I love reading, and I hope you do too. I'm proud to be on this Sequoyah list with so many great authors. Keep reading and don't forget to vote.
I'm Hattie McCormick, and this is my book, Sergeant Reckless, and I am really happy to have been nominated for the Sequoyah Award. I want to say hi to Oklahoma readers. This book is about a little underdog horse who served in the military in Korea. And she was kind of a skittish little racehorse who was underfed, and the Marines realized that if they took good care of her and fed her what they ate, that she would act like one of the men. So she became this little chow hound. She would eat peanut butter sandwiches and baked beans and Hershey Kisses. And every morning she would wake up the cook with licking him in the face to get her cup of coffee and her scrambled eggs. And then the day of the big battle, she was incredibly heroic. And it's a story about the way we love animals and the way they love us and serve us. So I hope that you enjoy it. It's also a little bit funny. And just keep reading. Reading just opens up so many doors, so keep reading.
Hello, Oklahoma readers. I'm Diane Stanley, the author of Joplin Wishing, which I am thrilled has been nominated as a finalist for the Oklahoma Sequoyah Book Award. Joplin finds in her grandfather's bedroom an old cookie tin, and to her surprise, inside are not ancient cookies, but broken pieces of pottery, the remains of an antique Dutch platter which was broken. And so she takes it home to New York, and they have it restored professionally, and she hangs it over her bed so that she can enjoy looking at the beautiful Dutch landscape and the little girl about her age standing with her little white cap by the pond, looking as lonely as Joplin herself feels. And she finds herself wishing that they could be friends. What follows is full of magic and danger and twists and turns. I hope you enjoy reading Joplin Wishing as much as I enjoyed writing it.
Hi, I'm Corey Ann Haydu. I'm the author of The Someday Suitcase, and I am so thrilled it's been nominated for a Sequoyah Book Award. Thank you so much to readers in Oklahoma. The Someday Suitcase is the story of Danny and Clover, who are best friends who do everything together and really feel they complete each other. In fact, when Clover learns the term symbiosis in her favorite class, science, she deems that their friendship is a symbiotic relationship. When Danny starts to get sick with a mysterious illness, Clover puts on her scientist hat and takes it upon herself to figure out what it is that's making him sick and why sometimes he mysteriously gets better, particularly when she's around. She starts to figure out the connections between science and magic and love and friendship, and it's really a story about all of those things and what it is to love someone so much that you would do absolutely anything for them. It was a real joy to write, and I'm so excited to be on this incredible list of nominees for this year's Sequoyah Book Awards. Please keep reading, keep supporting your libraries, and most of all, keep sharing stories any way you can. That's why I do what I do, and that's what I hope you all take away from this. Thank you so much.
Hi Oklahoma readers, I'm Emily Winfield Martin, and I'm here in my weird office, and I'm so honored that you nominated Snow and Rose for the Sequoyah Book Award. Snow and Rose is actually a retelling of an old Grimm fairy tale called Snow White and Rose Red, which was always my favorite. It's the story of a wild wood, a library that has no books, an old enchantment, a boy who grows mushrooms under the ground, and most of all, it's the story of two brave sisters. And after their noble father disappears, the girls must make a home in the very woods that stole him. And together, Snow and Rose face mystery and danger, annoying gnomes, enormous creatures, but they always have each other. And if you don't feel like you have someone like that in your life, I've always felt that reading and writing are great ways of feeling you're never alone and of feeling understood in the dark woods and beyond. So thank you again.
Hi Oklahoma readers, my name's Jennifer Bell and I am thrilled to bits that my book The Uncommoners, The Crooked Sixpence is on the Sequoyah Book Award nomination list this year. The Uncommoners, The Crooked Sixpence is about a little girl called Ivy and her annoying big brother Seb, who discover a huge market hidden in these secret caves under London. And in that market, people trade in everyday objects that can do extraordinary things. So I hope that you will give it a read to discover all the amazing objects that Ivy and Seb discover on their adventures, and that you will keep reading in general because it's the best thing ever, basically.
Hi Oklahoma readers, I'm Lisa Graff. I'm the author of The Great Treehouse War, and I'm so excited that this book is on the Sequoyah list this year. Thank you so much. So The Great Treehouse War is about a girl named Winnie. Winnie's parents get divorced and they're a little wacky, so they decide that the way that they're going to split their time exactly evenly with their daughter is that Winnie will spend 3 days a week with her dad, 3 days a week with her mom, and then on the 7th day, to make things perfectly even, she'll live in a treehouse all by herself. So kids ask me all the time where I get ideas for my books, and they can come from all sorts of places. They can come from real life, they can come from your imagination, but this book was a little special because I knew that Winnie was going to live in this amazing treehouse. So when I went on school visits, when I visited kids like you, I brought along this. This is just an old coffee can with a slit in the top, but it's my idea bucket. And I asked the kids that I met for all their best ideas for anything that Winnie could put inside her treehouse. And so in the book that you'll read, a lot of the things that ended up in the treehouse are their ideas. I really hope you guys enjoy this book. Happy reading!
Hi Oklahoma readers, I'm Denise Gossener-Ornstein, the author of the book Dirt.
And this is Rowan and Jasper. We're here to talk about my new book, Dirt, published by Scholastic. Dirt is the story of a Shetland pony, just like these guys, who forms a relationship, in fact a deep friendship, with an 11-year-old girl named Yonder. When Yonder finds out that Dirt may be sold for horse meat, she moves him into her very own bedroom. And then Dirt disappears, and Yonder must embark on a journey full of surprise, suspense, and danger. I hope that you enjoyed the book and all the wonderful animals in your lives.
Thank you so much to the Sequoyah Committee for including Dirt on its list, and my best wishes to all of you who enjoy reading as much as I do.
Hi Oklahoma readers, my name is Catherine Roy and I'm the author and the illustrator of this book, How to Be an Elephant Growing Up in the African Wild. I want to thank you for nominating my book to be part of your Sequoyah Book Award this year. This book follows the story of a baby elephant growing up in the wild and how, just like a human baby, she has to learn nearly everything. From walking and rumbling to drinking and dining, nothing will come easy for this little giant to be, but thankfully she has the perfect classroom made up of her mother and sisters and cousins and aunts who will help her learn to survive and thrive and how to be an elephant. To research this book, I traveled to Kenya and got to meet with field researchers in the wild and ask them lots of questions and take lots of pictures and observe elephants from playful little calves to huge lumbering bulls, and a protective mother even bluff charged at our Jeep. So don't ever let anyone tell you that research is boring. It can be incredibly exciting and even a little bit scary and dangerous. I hope How to Be an Elephant fills you with joy and wonder at these extraordinary creatures and their extraordinary lives. Thank you for reading this book and all the other books on the list, and I look forward to seeing you at the shelf. Bye!
Okay, Oklahoma readers, you've met the authors and their amazing books. Are you ready to read? With 15 exciting adventures on this year's list, you only have one question to answer. Which book will you read first? Kenneth and Kyle Brown would like to sincerely thank the authors who were kind enough to share their time and talents with the students of Oklahoma. We would also like to thank the librarians and media specialists of Oklahoma. Thank you for being on the front lines, sharing your love of reading, and cultivating lifelong readers. Thank you also for your continued support of this annual Sequoyah video through the purchase of permabound books. When you choose the strongest books you can buy for your library, you make this video possible. Finally, we would like to thank the Sequoyah committees of past and present. Your dedication to this, the third oldest Children's Choice Book Award, has brought joy to millions of Oklahoma students over the past 55 years. This has been a production of Brown Brothers Books in conjunction with Permabound, the strongest books you can buy.